I want to talk about something that's not easy to put into words. It's the dark night of the soul. For me, it's been a long, lonely, and sometimes it's been very depressing. It's not something that you get through in a weekend retreat. The dark night of the soul can take years, and for me, that's what I've experienced. What is the dark night of the soul? So all I can do is speak on my own experiences in life, and what I understand the dark night of the soul is: one, you wake up to the programming, the stories of your mind. There's a repetitive thought process. If you are one of these people that have an inner narrative, you wake up and understand and realize that you have this thought process, just a stream of thoughts going, and it's telling you a story, which is really taking over your life. So you start to examine that story. You start to dissect that story. That stream of thoughts also has beliefs about yourself. If you're worthy of making money, if you're lovable, you start breaking down the identity that stream of thoughts tells you. So you separate yourself from you being those thoughts, and then you dissect those thoughts. And that's when you can find some of the darkness that you did not see before within yourself. So when I was a teenager, I was playing Monopoly with my father, and he mentioned once that all of us have darkness within inside of us. And it hit me, we do. And it was an awareness moment to go, I wonder what kind of darkness I have. And I think most human beings on a surface level think that they're good people. And we are. We are all beautiful, good, wonderful people. But you may not believe that about yourself. And so when I started learning about self-inquiry, looking at myself, seeing where I thought people should be punished or I judged them, I still do it. I'm still working on it. I realized that when I thought people should suffer for the things that they did, I really saw myself that way and felt that I should suffer for the things that I did. And so the dark night of the soul is being aware of all of those thoughts that you project, how your lens you see life, you project out onto other people, and knowing that your mind really thinks that about yourself. I can tell you 100%, some of y'all people out there are going to be like, I do not think that about myself. I do not think I'm evil or I should be punished. I think I'm a good person. But there is a lot of guilt hiding under your subconscious. And when you start to dig that up, that's the dark night. Some side effects from the dark night of the soul would be isolation. I think I've been going through the dark night of the soul for many, many years. And I found it safer to isolate, because the more and more things I am attached to, the more and more people I talk to, the more and more things that I get involved in, I can tend to start projecting things in my mind. Maybe not always outwardly, but in my mind. I can get very frustrated and tell myself stories. So for me, it's been a really important habit to kind of isolate myself, minimize my life, so that I can start working and deconstructing some of these projections that I put out onto the world. Because ultimately, my studies are that whatever I'm putting out, I get back. It's a reflection of what I already believe that I am. I'm never those things. I'm never a negative aspect that my mind points out into the world. I am pure and beautiful and complete. That's our real nature, and that's what we want to get back to. But the dark night of the soul purges everything that isn't, or that you believe is not pure and innocent and pure. Pure and innocent, pure. You know what the fuck I'm saying. So if you see yourself distancing yourself from people because you don't want to project your own insecurities onto them, you might be going through the dark night of the soul, because there's an intention to want to step forward in the best light. But if you can't do that, sometimes you withdraw. And that's normal. This might be an indication that you're going through a dark night of the soul. Part of the dark night too, and the awakening process, is realizing that you see the world through a different lens than most people do. So the way that you get up every morning and you do life, you look at it differently. The meaning is different. You have changed the meaning. For me, I've been training my mind for several years now to be of service to others. But sometimes you don't want to be of service. Sometimes you want to be a spoiled little brat. And so that's when I tend to withdraw, because I know something's out of alignment. Because really what we want to align ourselves with is love and service, and being able to be there and be the light for other people. That sounds really lame. There is this toxic awakening spiritual new age where it's just love and light all the time and sexual exploration, but there's so much dark in a world of duality. We wake up into this dualistic world where we feel separate from God. Everything seems separate. So there are ups and downs through that. And to come back to the mind frame, the lens that you look out of life as unity, you have to unearth all the things that make you feel separate. Like, if I wake up in the morning and I'm thinking to myself, I am one with everything in this world. Everything is beautiful and pure. And I really think about that every single day. That is the program that I wake up, and that's how I move through life. You will have miracles unfold. Most of us do that. I don't do that. I'm working on it. And so as you wake up in the morning and you start hearing all these narratives and all these negative things, you have to check yourself on that and get yourself back on the path of love, because I want to treat everybody as myself. Everything and everybody as myself. Meaning, I wouldn't want to fuck somebody over in any type of way. I wouldn't want to lie to them. I'm not perfect at these things. But if everybody is me, we're all one, then I would want to treat me with the most love and respect. I actually do treat everybody as me, and I don't always treat everybody nice, so I don't always treat myself nice. So part of the dark night of the soul is uprooting all of that BS and looking at it and going, okay, where am I out of integrity? And when you take a real good look of your double standards and how you're a hypocrite in certain ways, and then you strive to correct that throughout your life, new scenarios will come up. The universe will feed you new scenarios and the same scenarios so you can unearth all of that, so you can walk more in service. So the dark night is not fun if you have a lot of stuff stuck in your shadow that you're not aware of. And even if you are aware of it, it's hard as fuck. So it could take many years, or it could take a moment. For me, I'm still working on it. And I'm here to share this with you so that you don't feel alone on your journey in this. This is a normal part of the journey. Sometimes it is very depressing. Sometimes I am very low. Sometimes there are situations in my life that I don't have any clue how to handle with love. And I definitely will have more situations in my life and opportunities to handle with love, because my intention, my integrity is to be as loving as possible. Sometimes being as loving as possible is removing yourself so that you don't bleed all over people that don't deserve it, because you don't deserve it. So when you bleed all over them, you're actually doing it to yourself. And so you have to look at everything that you are negative or shitty about and change that. Literally go into your brain and change it. And I want to tell you, your ego mind, that stream of thoughts, wants to hold on to negative stories and repeat them and repeat them, repeat them. I am there with you. I have to catch myself and be like, let that fucking story go. Be present. I'm going to envision the best case scenario. I'm going to do it in every moment. It is hard. You don't even realize that you're not doing it because you're so attached to your stream of thoughts. So first there's an awakening, and then there's a realizing of the darkness that you project onto reality and onto yourself. And then you have to unearth all of that and then break those patterns. It's not an easy task, but we'll all be in this position one day. You will go through this, whether it be in this life or another lifetime. I'm not even confident enough to do this video. I don't feel confident to get on this screen and talk about these things. But there is this pull all the time for years just to share my story, and in hopes that it hits somebody's eyes, somebody's ears, so that you don't feel alone in this journey of life, because this journey of life is not always easy. And if you're anything like me, you're just wanting more and more peace in your life. The material things don't matter as much. What matters is, how do you extend love? That's not an easy journey, because I've said this before. I want to fight a mofo. I don't always want to extend love. I want to tell mofos what's up. So you're not alone.